sometimes there might be some expenses which incurs at the time of sales or purchases. So you might charge a customer with packing charge or forwarding charge, or you might provide him with some discount. So how to account for such expenses in GST? So any expense that you charge, it must be added to the taxable amount before applying the GST, and discount must be deducted from the taxable amount before applying the GST, and all such expenses and discount must be recorded in the invoice. So let's take an example. So have a look at the screen and try to understand the transaction and the calculation. So we will record the same transaction in Tally. So how do we record this transaction? And before we record this transaction, we need to create two ledgers which are packing charge and the discount ledger. So we will first create those ledgers and then we will record the entry. So to create ledger, select the option accounts info, then select the option ledgers and select create, and type the name of the ledger as packing charges, and it is grouped under indirect expenses, and select the type of ledger as not applicable, and select not applicable for the field is GST applicable, because we are not going to apply GST on this item, but we want the value of packing charge to be included in the taxable amount. So select the value GST over here so that the charge would be included in the invoice amount. And since we are dealing with goods, so select the option goods over here. Now in the field method of calculation, you need to specify a method by which the packing charge would be distributed among the items that you are selling. So if there are two items and one item is costing 100 rupees and another is costing 500 rupees, and if I select the method of calculation as based on value, then the product with 500 rupees would have more packing charge, and the product with 100 rupees will relatively have a lower packing charge. And if I want to distribute the packing charge based on the quantity of items, then I need to select the option based on quantity over here. So for example, in a single sale I am selling 2 pens and 3 sketch pens, and I am selling a method of calculation as based on quantity, then the packing charge on sketch pen would be higher than that of packing charge on pens. So for this example, I will select the method of calculation as based on value, and the remaining options are not relevant for this ledger, so I will save this ledger. And now I will create a ledger for discount. So and it should be grouped under indirect expenses, and the type of ledger is a discount ledger, and save the ledger. So over here you need not to provide any GST related information, so just simply save it. And now let's record the transaction. So go to accounting vouchers and enter the date of sale as 25th of August, and it's a cash transaction, and I am selling it to a consumer for his personal use. So select the GST registration type as consumer over here. So whenever you make a counter sale to a consumer, then select the registration type as consumer over here, and specify the sales ledger that you want to account for this transaction. And before we record the items that we are selling, we will make few settings so that we can activate discount in this entry. So to activate discount, press the F12 key and press the F12 key again, and navigate to the last option, which is activate cash or trade discount to yes, and press Ctrl A, to save the settings. Now specify the item that you are selling. So I am selling a Lenovo IdeaPad and I am selling 2 units of this laptop at rupees 12,000, and the discount that I am providing is 1% on this item. So the discount amount would be calculated, but we need to specify the discount ledger so that the discount can be applicable. So specify the discount ledger, discount allowed. Okay, now record the packing charge, which is rupees 200, and specify the ledgers for GST, CGST and SGST, and we will round off the invoice amount. So